Hello and welcome to the Catholic Geek. So, if y'all remember my last video that I made 2 days ago, I believe, I did my unboxing video of the Digital Monster X's, and I made the comment that I wasn't able to show any gameplay at the time due to my children being overexcited about these Digimon. So, I wasn't able to do anything with them really that day on camera. So, however, that afternoon, I got them started up and everything, and I'm on day 3 now. One interesting thing to note, I believe, if someone can correct me in the comments if they want, I believe I might have been the first person since their release in America to actually post a video of these things. Now, I know someone today posted a video of a little bit of gameplay, but I mean just in general. So that's pretty awesome, but if I'm wrong on that, you can correct me in the comments below, and I'll make that correction in the description. Anyways, I got both of these when I ordered them. I pre-ordered them, so I got them within just a few days of release. Since I've been playing them now, I know a few things about them, a little more than I did. So first of all, we'll show off the directions. And just FYI, no, I cannot read these whatsoever. Now, one thing I can make out, though, is the requirements or maximums you can get when you level up your Digimon or evolve them, Digivolve. And what maximum levels they can be, what their HP is, how many hearts they have per item, etc., etc. There seems to be something, someone made a comment on a video I've seen, and they were pointing to the back of the box of their Digimon, and they were showing something like this, and they were talking about jogressing. I have yet to find anything in this that shows you how to jogress, if that's possible. So I don't know if that's actually a possibility, or if there's just certain requirements Metal Greymon or War Greymon and Metal Garurumon need to be able to just digivolve into Omnimon. So when I find out definitively on that, I'll make a video and explain that a little bit. So first of all, here, this is the one I've been playing. They're both equal, but I always work with this one first, so he's a little bit higher up today. So we have Leomon X right here, and this one, unfortunately the lighting's a little different, is Sistermon. I think it's pronounced Ciel, C-I-E-L. I'm not sure if she can digivolve any further. I don't know how these devices are working, and there doesn't seem to be a guide yet on how to digivolve each thing. But when you first get your Digivice or Digimon X, you'll get your egg, of course, after you set your time, and you will get a Pudimon here. He digivolves into Togemon X, and that's for both of them so far, as I've seen. I think there's any variance from that. But then your rookie that you get right after that, now that depends, of course, on how you raise it. For me, on this one, I got Renamon X. On this one, I ended up getting Dracomon X. And now I'm at the champion level, so I got Leomon X. And of course, I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next day or so. Okay, so we'll just grab the menu just a little bit. So, okay, we have our stats right here. So I'm sure that says something similar to Leomon X in Japanese. I don't know how to read Japanese, unfortunately. He's 2 years old, so this is a full second day he's been out. But I started him Thursday, but so later this evening he should hit year 3. 21 grams. Being a champion level, and we're going to use the American terminology, that's adult for the Japanese versions, he has 3 hearts for hunger and strength, which he needs to eat 1 vitamin for that. Effort is maxed out for your, we'll get to that a little bit. He's a vaccine, and he's a level 4 of the evolutionary chain. Now he's level 4 experience-wise, and that's another reason why I like this little booklet, because it tells me what I have to do to level up, at least. So to get to level 5, I need to hit 800 experience points. And being what he is right now, a champion, give me just one moment, a champion can reach up to a maximum of level 6. So I've been trying to do that every day, level them up, because once they digivolve, they reset all their stats back to 0 or to level 1, so I have to redo that. So that'll be fun to finish off with this one and this one, because I haven't even started on her today. But that's that. So here's your food. So that's for your health. This right here is for your strength, which he needed one. Oops. So whenever you beat a boss, which we'll get to that in a minute, you win items, and sometimes you just find items just daily, you know, when you're just doing nothing. So these, if you just keep going through, cycling through your food, you'll find it. So there's some big meat, it fills up all your hearts at once. Big vitamin, all your strength at once. This boosts your power for one battle. This raises your HP for one battle, attack points for one battle. This gives you a automatic 7 on the Xi roll, that the XAI dice roll thing for the next turn. And this allows you to automatically fight the boss of the level you're about to start. So that's what those are. So we'll go out of that menu. This is your training. So there's normal and excite. I have not really figured out the difference between normal and excite because you still have to do the same amount of both of them to max out your effort. So it takes 4 wins on this to get 1 full heart on your effort. And from what I can tell, it's the same for this. So I don't know statistically what the differences are. I know excite, it varies depending on what your dice roll at the beginning of the day is, or Xi roll, we'll say. So again, if someone wants to verify or clarify what that is in the comments, I'd appreciate that. Now this is our adventure mode. Every day when you enter it, it'll give you a dice roll, and it sticks with you for the rest of the day, and that, I guess, affects your excite on the other thing. It also supposedly helps you when you actually do your battles here. So, oops, go back. There we go. So after you do that, now I'm ready for area 9. I tried fighting it earlier, and I couldn't even hit the boss of it because it's a ultimate level or a perfect. It's a we would call it a Crowmon, and it's a Yetagaramon, I believe, in Japanese. So you start off level 1, you go into it, and there's a boss, and you do that, and there's 3 different rounds. So I'll go out of that, I don't want to fight. If you notice, there's also a special, though. If you connect both of these to each other and have a battle, it'll unlock a special area. And once you defeat this special area, it gives you the ability to digivolve into Dukemon X, or also known as Gallantmon X. So that's pretty much it on the battle. We'll do a quick one real fast so you get an idea of it. Level 1, it's not too hard. So the boss is Sistermon Blanc. So it'll get me started there. So I click, hang on, let's try that again. I was trying to do the whole experience there. So we'll start. So we'll fight Togemon X. So it'll do a dice roll. And since it's kind of random, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. I've tried to mess with it. Depending on how that roll is, depends on how slow this thing moves. So if I'd have gotten it all the way in the top, I'd get an excellent and do a special attack. But I should still be able to beat this with what I just did. And I'm looking at this through the camera. If I actually just look over a little bit, it might be easier. And I'm sorry, this thing keeps phasing in and out a little bit. My lighting is terrible today. So for the first like 5, maybe 6 levels, if I can get the special attack on, it automatically one-hit KOs everything. And I honestly cannot remember what that thing's called. So there, we got an excellent this time. So I'm gonna move it back over here. So also when you do a special attack, it'll do a zoom in on your face. So you get to see some good details here. If I actually get to do the special attack. Now I didn't get to do it because Leomon likes to do it on his 3rd turn. So unfortunately I can beat everything in my 2nd turn right now. So we'll skip over some of this. So 4. Again, the higher the number, the slower this moves. So I barely got it. I'm also once you hit level 3, at least one of the little spikes there gets an extra pixel wider. So it's easier to see, or easier to stop on, I mean. And of course, I'm going to end up beating it, not getting a special attack off. So what I'll do here is I'll do the training so you can get an idea of what the special attack looks like. So that's 26 there. And I cleared it. And when you clear a level, you get a special prize. This should be a power thing. Yeah. Let's go to training real fast and so you can experience that. We'll do normal. Oh, darn it. I was so used to the XI. There we go. So there's this regular small attack, his double attack, and now his should do special. There we go. And he gets 2 of them, it seems. So excellent. And if my effort wasn't already filled up, that would be 1/4 of 1 heart right there. Anyways, so of course your Digimon poops every so often. And they have a poop symbol. And I've been taking really good care of these, so I only ever see 1, but I think it can hold up to 4 poops. And I think you get a care mistake if you ignore it for either 10 or 20 minutes. I'm not sure because the previous versions of these, people were arguing between how long it was. So I'm not 100% sure. Now this is the light. At nighttime when he's sleepy, I do this and I turn it on and off. But if I decide to turn it off when he's not sleepy, it puts him in a refrigeration stasis. So what this does is it completely pauses the game. Sorry, there we go. Turn it back on. And what that does is it prevents it doesn't allow time to go by for your Digimon. So the downside to putting them in refrigeration is that you can't, it takes away from the time it would take for him to digivolve to the next level. So if you put him in there for an hour and it took 24 hours to digivolve, it's now going to go into a 25th hour. And the good thing about it is, though, is say if you got a job, you know, and it requires your full attention and you can't pay attention to this at all, well, it might take a few hours away from you, but you can pause it and not have to worry about him pooping everywhere or getting hungry or any of that. So that's a great feature they added, and I'm glad they did that, because Tamagotchis don't have that kind of feature unless you literally put it in time set mode. Okay, now this is your band-aid if you get damaged. He doesn't need anything, but if he is injured, he'll have a little skull above his head to the side over here. And when you click this, there's 2 options. There's one that looks like a chat bubble, and then one that looks like the skull. I've never seen what the chat bubble does. I'm assuming it might be if he's just upset or something. I don't really know. Now this is fun because there's also a mistranslation in it. Now there's a backup, and backup allows you to save up to 2 different Digimon, so you can start a new one and you can come back to this one and switch them out back and forth. I haven't done that yet because this is brand new to me. Now this is library. I showed you a little bit of this already. This allows you to see the Digimon you've already unlocked. And I'm sure there are some sort of requirements for evolutionary chains, depending on how many Digimon you have in your library. Now the fun thing is there's a third option. It says recode. And even in this or on the box, I can't remember, it says recode as well. It's meant to say record, R-E-C-O-R-D. I don't know why they mistranslated it so badly. It happens though, so we can't get onto them for it, but go into it and it just shows you your battle records. So 85% right now. And that's all that is. Our next thing here is our double battle, or our battle with another device. We can do that here in just a moment. Now there's a little kind of speaking looking head right there next to that. That is for when your Digimon needs something. More specifically, I've only seen him work when he wants to go to sleep. But we'll do... Oops. I waited too long. So you can choose between the other X one or an other. And I know the previous versions were going all the way back to even the originals, and I still haven't tried it on my D3 yet, my original American D3. So I will soon. But, so we gotta do that. It does it the Cairo or the Zyro. So now we'll see how this goes. So let's see who wins. Sistermon actually got a good shot off there. She got a good stat there, and that's a good hit. But Leomon's a lot stronger than her too. So we'll just have to see who does better. See, the next hit will win. And it looks like Sister Mon won. Wow, Sister Mon, you won. Okay, this also shows you the injury sign, so that's good for that reason. I can now show you that. So we go in here. I don't know what the talk bubble does, but this is the one he needs. And he does that. So that's pretty much the basics right now. Again, I don't know if there's any form of joggersing. I've heard some people say there are. I've heard others say there's not. So as time goes by, we will verify that, hopefully. Again, to unlock the special stage on the map, you just have to connect these two and do one battle, and it unlocks it. That's all I had to worry about. There is no Copymon in this, so yeah, you can't transfer your Digimon over, and that's one of the arguments about how joggersing might work, or not work, I should say, because there doesn't appear to be a Copymon in any form or fashion, and these aren't like some of the previous versions, so they don't connect to the internet or anything like that, so there's no download codes or anything. Quality-wise, these things are awesome. Now, I've never had a V-Pet until I got these. Well, I've had like Tamagotchis and Gigapets when I was really young, but for Digimon, I've never had a V-Pet. I've just had Digivices, you know, the little pendulums that just have you walk around and do battles. Now, one thing to note, if you ever watch the Digimon X Evolution movie, it never got released in America, but you can watch it on YouTube with subtitles and stuff. It deals with Yggdrasil, or King Drazel, being too overwhelmed by how much growth had happened in the digital world, so he decided to destroy it and save a certain amount of Digimon. And he created a new digital world, but some of the Digimon fought against the virus he created to destroy all the Digimon, and in doing so, they created the X antibody, and it changed their physical appearance, made them stronger and everything. And these Digimon, many of them found their way to the new digital world. But from my understanding, and that's what the movie's about, them dealing with this, and there's like a big genocide going on. But my understanding is these new V-Pets here, if you notice, there's some backdrops there. Like that looks like a very destroyed city, and this one looks like a woodland that's in ruins. From what I'm understanding is these take place in the remains of the old digital world, and the most recent pendulums, I believe, actually take place in the new digital world. So we actually got two digital worlds now, canonically. So that's kind of depressing, but it's kind of fun too at the same time. I mean, I guess it's however you want to view it, but I'll try making some update videos on how my progress is going on these. I know others are going to start doing it now because so many are finally getting their Digital Monster X's in. But quality-wise, you know, very sturdy, I think. I mean, I wouldn't want to squeeze it and crush it. You know, it's plastic after all. But, I mean, it's a lot more durable than some of the American stuff that I have, obviously. The buttons are very firm to push. You know you're pushing it when you push it. I've heard some people describing how these look like fangs, and they can't figure out why there's a key right here, like a lock. I think I've deduced what it is. This device itself, the ball, is in brick. It's supposed to be like a big cage or something. This is the gateway to the cage, and these are supposed to actually be bars across it, but obviously the bars would block it off, so they cut them off in these weird little angles, but they represent the bars, and this would be the key to open it up. And we're able to look into it because, you know, when we need to see the screen, of course, but it's kind of the symbolic, we're entering into the digital world. So that's my take on that. But this is all, from what I can tell, this whole thing's painted. It's possible it's black plastic and the red's on there, but there's no real way to tell that I can tell. Like, there's not a secondary layer right here, so I don't feel anything. This is pretty sturdy. The spring in this is pretty good. I'm paranoid with these things, so I've been keeping them in separate pockets and wrapped up when I travel so I don't break them because of bad experience with American versions. But the good thing is these have flash drive in them, so if the battery goes dead, which this one went dead after 1 day of use because there's no telling how old the batteries they threw in there were, it saves your progress. So, and everything in this is in English, with the exception being their names, when you see the Digimon's names. So it asked me, it's like reload or new or something like that, I can't remember, or reset. Yeah, it was like reload, or no, load and reset were the options. Of course, I chose load. Now, this is very different from the 20th anniversary version of the D3 I have. My battery went dead in it a few weeks ago, and it was all in Japanese and had no idea, so I just blindly chose the first one, and it continued it on, thankfully, because I worked hard to get that one done. You know, that's actually a good experiment. Let's try that. Let's try that. I want to try that real fast, since I don't play with it that often. I don't even know which option to use. This is my D3 here, my 20th D3. Come on, turn on. There we go. Oh, he's asleep. Okay, so we don't. Okay, I think that's the option I want. Nope. No, it's record. Oh, he won't let me battle. That stinks. He won't let me battle because he's trying to go to sleep. It's past his bedtime. Because the Japanese version of this thing, they go to sleep. But one thing I can try is I got the original American release of the D3 right here. And if he wants to work with me. Luckily, his sleeping isn't the same. I can just wake him up and he's fine. Let's go to Versus. We'll choose Wikimon here. See what happens when we put them together. Now this one says error, but this one says go. So Wikimon here is fighting nobody. This one gave me an error, and this one's working. Now that's kind of funny. And this poor Wikimon is doing very terribly too. He undoubtedly won. Yes, Wikimon won against nothing. Well, okay, so now we know. Now we know. Maybe later, next time, I'll do it with the, I have the version 2 or 3 American release D3 as well. My son's been playing this one obsessively. He's went through the entire game like 10 times now. Somewhat impressed. I also have the Detector here, American only version they released. I mean, they released some other colors, but it's just all the same thing. And those should all be able to connect to it. Unfortunately, I have the D-Power here, and it will not connect, I don't think, because I know it won't connect with any of the other stuff. So, I mean, I could try putting them together, but the dots don't go together that well. So I don't know if it would work properly. But maybe in another video, we'll, you know, if you want to see me try doing some of those, we'll try that. And on a side note, here we got my Gudetama here, or my son likes to call it Gudetamagotchi. He's an egg, literally an egg yolk. He's the yellow of the yolk rolling around in the egg white. This is his second stage, and this specific creature's name is actually Gudetama or something like that. So this is actually the base character he's supposed to be. So now I'm waiting for him to grow up one more time. I don't know how long it takes. And then mainly the big point of this one is to watch him die, because he's got over 20 deaths, or at least 20 deaths. And each time he dies, he turns into a gourmet type of food. So I think it can be like, I think one of them's scrambled eggs, of course, hard-boiled egg, but then there's like one that's a pie. So that's kind of funny. Anyways, again, I'll put this up real fast if you want to take a look at the leveling guide here. Right there. So if you want to see that. When you reach the max level, 20 your Digimon, whatever level it is, a star will come up by it. And of course, level 10 is the highest in general, but of course, each Digimon level, like what Digimon evolution level, I should say, it has a max amount. So like, your fresh Digimon or baby 1, whatever you can call it, can only go up to level 1. An in training or fresh 2 can go up to level 3. A rookie can go up to level 4, also called a child. Champion or adult can go up to level 6. Ultimate or perfect can go up to level 8. And then mega or ultimate can go to level 10. And this is more of a controversial thing when it comes to Digimon fans. from what I can tell of what Digimon's released on this device, this would not actually be the next level. These are just stronger megas, you know, things that can form, change, or fuse together to make a stronger mega. So we'll say Mega Plus or Ultra or Ultimate Plus. However, if they were the next level of Digimon, which again is still somewhat controversial in Digimon lore, it would either be an American Ultra level or in Japanese Super Ultimate. But I don't think any of them are actually Super Ultimate in this, and it's confusing, and this is where the controversy comes in of what actually is an Ultra level, because like Omnimon, he's two very powerful megas fused together, but he's still considered just a mega, whereas like Ulforce Vidramon Future Mode is considered an Ultra. So, you know, it gets a little confusing at times, but that's part of the fun, all the arguing. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'm going to link Wikimon and the Wikimon page for the Digital Monster X's, so you can see, if you want spoilers, which Digimon are on which device, which villains you get to fight, and all that stuff, and some a little bit probably more detailed descriptions of all this. But you know, for next time, let me know what you would like to see in these battles here, like on some of the older devices I have, and I will be back with an updated video in another day or so, whenever these guys decide to evolve again. So y'all have a good time.